So in our last tutorial we built this basic spreadsheet with some of the formulas and some basic functions. What we're going to look at now is formatting the spreadsheet to make it look a little bit more presentable. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a heading in to the top, and the way I do this is I right click on the edge here, right on the number 1, and then I'm going to the insert menu. Now what this does is it inserts one row of cells for me. I can then extend this row should I wish to and make it a little bit bigger. Now as you can see, these cells are all individual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight them by clicking, holding down with the mouse, dragging across, and then leaving go. In the top part of the ribbon you'll have something that says merge and center, and when I click that it will merge all of these cells so it'll be and appear as one giant cell. I can then type the name of my shop, Candyland, as an example. Once I'm happy, I can press enter and then it saves this for me. Now at the top I have some text properties. So if I click in the cell again and then use the center or middle align tool, this now aligns the text to the middle. If I wanted to, I could left align it in the middle and then it moves over. I can increase the size by clicking on the size selector, and I can change the font by clicking on the font drop down menu and then choosing a new font. If I wanted to change the color of the font, the A with the red underline can be clicked and then I can choose a new color for my font. Should I not like any of the colors, I can click on more colors, which will reveal a color palette, and then I can choose a new color by clicking on it and then clicking OK. Now if I wanted to add in a background color here, I can do so very easily. Next to the A with the underline there's a pink bucket. Now if I click on the little arrow next to it, I'll get the same menu which will appear, and I can either then select a pre-made color, or I can go to more colors and then choose a new color from this list. I can even choose more than this by clicking on custom, which will then give me the full RGB color range. Once I'm happy with my color choice, I can click OK, and then this will color it in for me. Now you may notice the two colors I've chosen are very similar together. If you ever need to then change the color back, simply click back in the cell, click on the A tool, and then this will allow you then to change the color to something else. So if I want to go back to white now as an example, I can click on white and saves it for me. Now as I color these other cells here, you can see I'm just clicking in the middle of it, dragging down, and then this is highlighting and then colouring the cells. We can also turn grid lines on as well. If I click in the middle of the cell, drag it down, and then highlight everything down to the bottom corner. Next to my paint bucket, I'll have a grid line option, and if I click on the drop down menu that's next to it, I can then select all borders. Now by default what this does is it gives me a black cell, but I can change the color of the cell by again clicking on the border symbol, going down to line color, and then choosing a color of my choice. So if I wanted to go for the pink as an example, I can click on the pink and then I can redraw this out very quickly. Now if I click the all borders again, you can see it's now changed all of the cells to pink. If I wanted to make the heading stand out, I could use a little trick such as bolding and then potentially using the italics to make sure they do stand out a little bit more. At the bottom here where I've got my total min max, again I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to highlight it, click on my grid tools and then use the pink bucket to make sure they stand out along with a bit of bold. Now should you wish to do anything else, you can. If you wanted to insert a shape, you can click the insert menu and then you'll have a myriad of different things here. So for example, if I wanted to click on illustrations, I've got an option for shapes, and then I can add in a new shape that I want. So if I wanted to click a heart as an example, I can then draw a little heart which will be on the top. Again, colour in it is as easy as what we've just done. Click on the paint bucket, which is here, and then I can click on the cell colour that I want, or sorry, the colour choice that I want, which there is red. So hopefully you've understood a little bit of that, and hopefully you've now been able to change the colour on your cell spreadsheet. The last thing we're going to do for formatting is put currency symbols on. I'm going to highlight in the corner of one of the cells, click, hold and drag down. So I'm selecting now every cell from cost price down to the bottom here, profit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my money symbol, which is the accounting button just under the general. And this now will put a pound symbol in there for me. I'm going to do the same with the profit, but this time I'm not going to stop at the bottom. I'm going to go all the way down and include the total, the min and the max, and then click the currency symbol again. Now what you've noticed now is it's put the pound signs in automatically for me and has left the other cells well alone. Another nice tool that we could use is something called conditional formatting. Now sometimes we want to show our best and worst sellers. So I'm going to highlight the remaining column in the middle, click, hold down with my mouse and drag down. Once I've got this column selected, I'm going to click on the conditional formatting box, which is on the top, and I'm going to go down to icon sets. Now you can see there's preset and pre-made icons here for us. The directional arrows are quite easy to see, and if you hover over one of them, it'll show you and give you a quick preview of the symbols that it's going to put in for you. Now the way this works is it tries to guess, and what it does is it analyzes your largest number and your smallest number. So you can see in my list here 30 is my biggest number, so it's giving it the big green arrow, and 0 and 5 are the smallest numbers, and it's giving it the red arrow pointing down. Every other number in between receives a yellow bar. Now if you're happy with that, you can click on it, and then this will include the conditional formatting into your spreadsheet. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, please come and ask.